Why am I in the game? Why is it that every morning when I get up, I do what it is that I do? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was in my living room going through my mental morning exercises. I thought I was kind of getting into my zone for the day. But since I just so happened to be in front of 300 or more of the greatest coaches in the country, why not pose the question back to you all? Why are you in the game? Somebody say why.
Why?
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 Why am I in the game? That's a great question for you to focus on. Should I pull my checklist off over here? Yeah. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is exactly the kind of day that you needed to be in the speaking profession. I mean, you come in with the situation laid out, the fire alarm goes off, right? And then it's just one thing after another. But we have to know that when alarms go off in our profession, we have to take immediate action. So we just continue to roll through what we have going on. But the question, why am I in the game, is a question that perhaps you want to keep in your minds going forward. Now, as Coach had mentioned, I have done research on hundreds of athletes' mindsets, what it takes for them to be successful. What's interesting is that I didn't get a chance to interview all 300 of you, and for that, my apologies. But before we get started, I did get the chance to talk to somebody who does share that mindset.
You're not looking for drivers, you're looking for mechanics. People who are willing to step into whatever situation you're in and build it. You take your situation, okay, and everything you're saying, this job could be, or if I had this, if you build it to that, to where you one day can say, I have that.
Interesting words when I spoke to your leaders over here. They're looking to build something. And when you could have heard the love and the passion that he has for each and every one of you, you would really understand what's going on here at this district. He's looking for construction workers, not project managers. He's not looking for drivers, but looking for mechanics. The time to build is now. And you have the opportunity to do that right here and right now. So again, the question is posed. Why? Why am I in the game? You're in the game to be part of organizations like this. And as we need to get through this so I can get my guys back there off of their feet, go ahead and shake those feet out real quick. I know you guys have, the back may be a little tight from standing up for so long, and even people who are sitting down here may be getting a bit restless. But I promise we'll make this very effective. We got 3 power words for this morning. 3 power words. Our first power word is willing. Why am I in the game? You must be willing as a coach to make this thing work. And when you talk about willing, the person who comes to mind most is Andrew Luck, which some of you in the room have been in Aldine long enough to where you played against him when he was at Stratford High School. Of course, he moved on to Stanford and now is the quarterback at the Indianapolis Colts. But I saw Andrew as a young athlete, started in Spring Branch. And his willingness, he was willing to involve all all of his teammates for them to be successful. And the nugget we can take from that is that we too, in this profession, must be willing to get all of the pieces of the roster involved in some kind of way. Because we know when we bring everything together, all of it comes together, we make a beautiful work of art. So that's power word one. Somebody say number two. Number two is imagine. The I for imagine. Oh, imagination is a beautiful thing because imagination takes you to a place deep within your mind to see results before they even happen. I've heard Coach talk about what he sees and all the accomplishments that were laid out on the screen. Those accomplishments were made from imagination because they didn't exist before last year. So as you're looking to build, as you're looking to lay that foundation down, the imagination must kick in the high gear. And with imagination, I want to take you into a quick story about a team I worked with 3 years ago from a small little rural town right outside of Houston. This team was on a 19-game losing streak. 19 games. And that's in a row. So, there could have been a win in there. Who knows how many games they lost over a period of time. But basically, for 2 years, they did not feel what a win was. What's interesting about that is that when you go into a room full of kids who have not won in 2 years, the mood is usually pretty dismal. So we went in and took the principles of awaken the baller within. Came in there with a message called Start Within and Win and told him to look at the guy next to him and do what you need to do for him. Be the best you for the team. And the interesting thing is the player who bought in the most was a 5'6", 145-pound running back. Now, for all my football coaches in the room, there's not a whole lot you can do with 5'6", 145 with Greater Houston football. But understand, this kid was 5'6", 145, and he came to coach and said, "You know what, coach? This is a beautiful thing. I'm glad you let me experience this. I now know what it feels like to win and be successful." How could he have known what that felt like if he didn't take it to imagination? He hasn't experienced any wins in his high school career, but he knew what it felt like to be successful. There's many parts to the story, but I'll fast forward to the present. That team right there, 19-game losing streak. That next year, they went 3-7. Now, some might say, well, still a losing record. When you've lost 2 years in a row,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
3 wins is pretty impressive. At least it's progress. Fast forward to this year, check back in with that school. Not only did they finish with a winning record, made the playoffs, and had a playoff win. 3 years running. Beautiful thing. Loved that story. But it took imagination to get to that point. And now as we get to wrapping up, I know time is of the essence here. Our final point. Somebody say final point. The final point is the letter N, and it's for now. Now. And the acronym I like to use for now is no other way. Because as my partner likes to share with me, really now is kind of all you got, right? Yesterday's a canceled check, tomorrow's a promissory note. It's just like right now is the opportunity to make something happen. Now, trivia. Who in the room knows of the Aldine ISD alum who just signed last year a 2-year contract with the Miami Dolphins? Show of hands, who knows? Michael Thomas went to Nimitz High School. Interesting story about Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was one of the guys I researched for Awaken the Baller Within after his first year at Stanford. Beautiful thing. And And I check back in with Mike about 2 to 3 times a year, and he gave me a message to share with you all. He said that preparation was something that I always wanted to practice. I wanted to always be ready for that opportunity because I never knew when it would come. As we know, Michael was, 4-star highly rated athlete coming out of school and went to Stanford, had over 30 offers. But his main adversity came after he left Stanford and went undrafted. That's a big ego buster right there. But he said, I prepared as if I was still that 4-star guy. And he was always ready for the opportunity. So, that nowness of preparation, Thomas exemplified that at every turn. And for us right here and right now, you have the opportunity. The slate is open. These coaches want you to get down. Get your hands dirty a little bit. Put on your coveralls. Leave the suit and tie at home when it's time to show up to work. It's time to build this thing. It's time to have more of these trophies on the wall. It's time to have coaches lined up all across here because it's nothing but state titles after state titles after district. Everything you can think of. Coaches of the year. You have the opportunity to do that. And as we close out, know that this success that we're looking for, this happens on and off the field. Because Coach had mentioned that, we put together Awaken the Baller Within, but now it's time to ascend to the next level. And colleges have asked for us to come in and help them with their academic side as well. In fact, as soon as we're done with this, we have a job down in Kingsville to take care of some academic kids because they need to bring those GPAs up to be sure they can keep those scholarship numbers. So when we talk about our W, which is willing, we talk about our I, which is imagine, we talk about now. That's 3 letters. W-I-N. What does that spell? Win now. Win now, baby. You got to get it going. This is your time. Go ahead and get it. And like I said, Coach, I wish I had a full slate tonight, and I understand that you have things to move on to. Because, man, I'm fired up, and I got about 12 more bullets in my pocket right now that I can shoot out, but I'm going to keep it and wrap it up right here. I promise. Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm fired up because why am I in the game? Why am I in the game? I'm in the game to win. Thank you. Come see me after this is over. I got something for you. You're in the game to win. Yes. Now, as we close this out, I have to leave you with this. There were some new coaches in the room. There's some new successes in the room. There's new life in this district. New life brings about change. Change can be painful, but change is always fulfilling. But as you can see, there's a lot of inspiration and motivation within this room, and you all have a very cohesive group. But I will share this with you, that the outside noise will start to get louder as you do better.
That's it.
Beyond the walls of Aldine ISD, go up 45, take a left, maybe right around the corner, up 59, out 290.
That's it.
There may be some noise going on. Who told you you could be successful here? Who told you could send 9 kids to Division I schools? Who told you can make it to state? A title? Really? You must be out of your minds. You just don't have it. You're not equipped. You don't have the numbers. You don't have the talent. And even worse, You don't have the heart.
That's
You know, when somebody tells you you don't have the heart, that goes to the soul, right? Because that goes beyond talent. That's now getting into effort. Well, here's something. And each and every one of y'all can use this. One of my favorite West Coast visionaries threw this out there, and I've never forgotten it. I heard it 5 years ago, and it is by far the best way to, as the kids say, drop the mic when it comes to what it is you're trying to do. You're moving and shaking in the world, and you're making some moves, and you got some guys doing some good things, and you feel good. That outside noise is still talking, still talking. If ever you get the chance to approach any of them, here's what you say. Got to stretch out for this one because this is real. Here's what you tell them boldly. Don't tell me can't be done. I'm too busy doing it. Don't tell me what can't be done. I'm too busy doing it. Coaches, go get your wins in 2015 and let the scoreboard do your talking. Thank y'all. I'm out.